I'm going to do a long overdue video on how to sharpen the mower blades of your lawnmower. This is my John Deere 455. It's got a hydraulic deck, basically 3 links, one on each on the back, one on the front, and then my shaft to actually spin the mower. So first thing I've got to do is just rip this mower deck off. So I'm going to start with that. So the first thing to do, and every mower is going to be different, but the first thing that we're going to do on this one, there we go, is go ahead and flip this pin. Then I've got to remove this linkage here. So now that's clear. The same on the other side. And then remove my front linkage. So now that we've got this done on both sides, just pop that in and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. We've got to hop back on the tractor, raise up the deck so these lift arms go up all the way. I've already unhooked the PTO shaft, so all that should be good. So we got that lifted. So once you get your mower deck off, regardless of how you have to do it, the next thing you have to do is get your blades off. And I do not have an air ratchet, or an impact gun rather. I do have an air ratchet, just not an impact gun. One viewer had said that that's one thing I need to invest in, and he's absolutely right. I do. I just haven't had a chance to yet. If you notice, I'm a little out of breath. That mower deck weighs 300 pounds, so it's a bit hard to manhandle and flip. And on my tractor, I had to lift the front end up off the ground so I could slide it out. That's what they say in the book, so that's just what I have to do. It gets caught on so much on the undercarriage that there's just nothing else I can do. So I got it lifted up, I got it pulled out. It's not, like I said, it's not terrible. But it's not exactly easy. It's not something I can do all the time, so I try to limit this to about once a year. I didn't do it last year, so I'm late in the game and I got to do it now, and it's like May. Oh well, I've already started mowing. You can see the white clover right in front of the deck. No big deal. Alright, so I'll start on the next part. So I'm going to show you on one of these. Procedure is the same for all of them. Biggest ratchet you have in a big pipe. Some 2x4s. It's normally on here at around 100 foot-pounds for these big ones. Some of the smaller mowers might not be. John Deere likes the torque. Alright, you always want to look at your blades. These are pretty well worn out. And you can tell if you look right here, you see how thick that is and how thin that gets right there. Not to mention that just isn't looking right. You can see how thick the blade is, and it just thins. So you got to remember, this right here, that gets a bunch of wear because everything you cut, it throws it up there, and it throws it up so it can hit the deck and recut it. Remember, this is not a bush hog. A bush hog will just cut it and lay it flat. A mower deck, a finish mower, will cut it, throw it up, it'll come back down and it'll get recut. That's why finish mowers take a ton of horsepower to run. So these blades will have to be replaced. I'll go ahead and sharpen just for the video, but these are going to get thrown away. I'm going to show you how to do this in the field. So just as a little trick, I'll put the mower blade back on upside down, so that way it holds it for me. I've got a flap disc that's about worn out, but it should do the trick. It's still pretty rounded over. You don't want to get this razor sharp, because if it's razor sharp, then that's just gonna let it break. You also want to make sure you don't ever heat it up too much. You know, the goal here is not to remove a lot of metal, it's just to bring a little bit of edge back. You got to remove some to do that, but hopefully not too much. Alright, I'm going to hit the bottom side. Needs a little bit of work there. It's a lot better there. It's mainly just right there that needs some work. That's getting a bit warm. Alright, so then we'll do the same with the other side. And I'll show you how to balance them. A little bit more to finish up that edge. Alright, that's good. And you want to think of this more of an axe, not like a knife. You want it just sharp enough where it actually cuts it, but nothing else. So I'll be right back. I'll show you how to balance. So here is how we balance. Nothing fancy. That is a balanced mower blade. If it wasn't balanced, I've seen some guys take some off of here. You don't want to do that. I'd rather take it off the edge, because if you take it off of here, like mine, they're thin, you'll start thinning it down. If you take it off the edge, yeah, you'll have a little bit that's left, but you know, if you take off that much metal, your blades are probably shot anyway. So that blade is ready to go back on. So we'll put the blocks on this side. Get her snugged down. You should probably do this with a torque wrench, but I'll put it about as tight as it was when I pulled it off. And that's it. Just do that for the others. Thanks for watching.